It's the Wheelchair Prophet, and we're out here tonight. We want to invite you to the cross-examination of Eddie Long. LG, do me one favor right quick. I'm doing my Wheelchair Prophet channel, and I want these niggas to know I'm out here in these streets. Just tell them I'm out here with a real motherfucking OG.
All the motherfucking time,
tell them, OG.
Let me laugh.
There's nothing to get a hit off of that to do, OG, while you're trying to light it if you want. But listen, I want you to do me one favor, OG. Tell these 80s babies, OG, for me, that listen, if they go up in the feds, it ain't nothing like the DYS. Is it, OG?
Man, you go up in the feds, just your ass.
Sorry. You heard that, didn't you? It's Fleece Johnson for you niggas. The booty bandit that was out on the block, keeping it 100. The Wheelchair Prophet is keeping it 100 on the block. Now, with that being said, we're going to get back to the mock trial of Eddie Long Bishop Eddie Long on the stand, being cross-examined by yours truly, the pro se representative of the inviolate rights that God has given to every child, that nobody, not Eddie Long, not Eddie Shout, not Eddie Shortcut, not Eddie Long Way, no one should be touching the children of God. Eddie Long, do you swear to tell the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Yes, we out here. Excuse us, we had an interruption in our cross-examination. Eddie Long, would you lift your right hand and swear to tell the truth?
Yes. I swear to tell the truth.
Eddie Long, first thing, what is your real name? Is your name Eddie Long, or is your name Eddie Longstroke? Well, in the morning my name is Eddie Long, but at night I like to long stroke with boys. Oh my God, we have received a truth spoken from Eddie Long for the first time in his life. Now, with that being said, Eddie Long, isn't it true that Jamal said that he met you in sometime in the 90s, and you gave him your cell phone number right off the front? Isn't that true, Eddie Long?
Well, it didn't go down that way. Actually, I was coming by Jamal's house to consult with his mother, and Jamal came out the shower with that water just glistening all over his body. And I'm sorry, I had an Eddie Long stroke flashback, and I gave Jamal my number. Well, Eddie Longstroke, isn't it true that there were 3 other friends of Jamal that you also had conjugal relationships with, and you solemnized your relationship with your Longstroke? No homo. Well, it didn't actually go down like that, Wheelchair Prophet.
Well, Eddie Long, how the hell did it go? Are you a booty bandit?
No.
Are you a pedophile?
No.
Are you a man of God?
Yes.
Well, how do you juxtapose the fact that you have been guilty of molestation and fondling and pedophilia under the cloth of the divine?
Well, all I can say is that God loves us all, and He knows my heart.
Well, Eddie Long, it sounds like to me God know that you got a no good heart. You a rat. You a weasel. You a snake. You a worm. You a blind mole. If you think that God understands that you have violated the inviolate rights of His children, Well, would you please pray for me? Well, Eddie Long, I ain't got no prayer for you. This is what I got to tell you and all the other booty bandits along with you, Eddie Long. And that is 1 Chronicles 20. God passing judgment on the Ammonites who dedicated their children upon the altar of Molech, which was the god that desired and requested the life of young blood on his altar, the life of their own children sacrificed to the molestations of Molech. All I got to say for you, Eddie Long, is that God has said you now and will punish you later. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Ain't no mountain high enough, and ain't no valley low enough to keep God from putting his foot all the way up Eddie Long's ass from messing with these babies. You are bloody bandit. Yes! This is the Wheelchair Prophet. We have just cross-examined Eddie Long. And now we're going before the judge. He had been found guilty by the jury of the inviolate rights that God has given to protect his people. And now the sentencing day. We're going to try to give Eddie Long mitigation factor for before receiving the death penalty. Yes! Parody, freedom of expression, freedom of religion, and artistic expression for those of you who would hate. Well, Your Honor, as the prosecutor here today, the Wheelchair Prophet, prosecuting this pedophile, this molester, this rat, this weasel, this blind mole, this dirty motherfucker, as Percy said. Lord, as we would say, Your Honor, the only mitigation that Eddie Long can bring to this court is that the fact of the matter is that Eddie Long suggested when he was discovered to have been oxymoronously violating his standard code of divinity, that he told the church that the story that was being said, Your Honor, was not as true as it was supposed to have been, and that it was the great caping propaganda by the news media and some other hating preachers within the megachurch world, like Booty Hen and like T.D. Sakes and like Paula Roan that thinks she's right. And she thinks she's black too. Now tell me about that one. With that being said, he stood in the pulpit. The only mitigating fact I can tell you is that Eddie Long said, listen, the story that was said about me and these 4 boys is not true. I'm here today to tell you that I did not have sexual relations with 4 of those boys. It is not true. I only had relations with 1. And the question I would ask you, Your Honor, is Eddie Long any guiltier for violating one right of your invalid rights of your people or 4 rights of the invalid rights of your people? I say 1 time is good enough. And I ask this court to sentence Eddie Long to eternal punishment for the sin of violating the rights of God's innocent, still feet to run to shed innocent blood. Thank you, Your Honor. Eddie Long, it's your opportunity to tell the judge. Well, Your Honor, all I can tell you is that I've had this big secret all of my life. Even as a little boy, when I played with Barbie and Ken, I always put Ken in the bathtub with me. Me and Ken was butt naked in some kind of way that I feel close to God when I'm with butt naked little boys and Ken in the bathtub. Your Honor, I'm crazy. I have problems. I can't help myself. Would you have mercy on me? And the judge is ready for the sentencing. Eddie Long, would you stand, please? Face the jury of the inviolate rights of all of the babies that you violated, sir. You've asked this court today to mitigate your sentence because you're crazy. And you ask this court today to mitigate your sentence because as a little boy you molested Ken and Barbie when you had the Barbie dolls and put Ken in the bathtub with you like he was Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody, talking about what Jeffrey said when he was before me. I asked Jeffrey, why did you have those testicles in your freezer, sir? Frozen testicles. And you would come in here today, Eddie Longstroke, Eddie Shortstroke, whatever they call you, nigga. You would come over here today and try to pull a Jeffrey Dahmer. Trick me with the answer he gave me about why he had nuts in his freezer. And he said, well, Your Honor, I kept them with me because sometimes you feel like a nut and sometimes you don't. You don't hear me, though. No homo. Now, with that being said, Eddie Long, I'm not hearing any of this foolishness about you, Barbie and Ken butt naked in the bathtub. You asked me would I mitigate it. First of all, I want to acknowledge that, yes, sir, you are crazy. If you think you're going to get it,